Alright, hi, Richie Moore here from Make Step Startup. Hope you're well. Just getting back from the gym now after a very early morning, actually. It's interesting that we've got so many people out there helping with wonderful motivation and things like that when it comes to building your startup. And I wanted to talk about something I feel a bit more practical today. And the idea being that if you're feeling that it's probably time to quit, and what I mean by this is not that you're being weak, but actually that you've given your business idea a real fair crack of the whip. You know, you've sought advice from people, but maybe there's something fundamental that you probably just can't work out that's just not working. You may even have clients and things like that, but you know, I encountered this many years ago with one of my businesses. It was just, you know, I had expectations of it to reach a certain level, and it just wasn't doing it. It was doing really well, but just not on the level I wanted it to. And I see this all the time. The temptation there is to say, let's find the right thing, let's leave this, and let's go pursue something new. But I think there's a real middle ground that's probably more effective than completely starting something else. And that's recognizing that all that hard work, you know, think about all the hours you smashed on getting this thing to work, especially when you started realizing it just wasn't doing it. More than likely, I'm speaking right now to the kind of people that if they're having a tough time, they actually really pick themselves up and they give it absolutely everything. They start working 20-hour days, and I'm sure this sounds familiar. You say that I'm just not going to be defeated by it. But if you still get to that point where actually it's just not working, quitting wholesale is a mistake when you have had, as I say, you've built so much experience, you've understood so many things, plus moreover you've got a customer base and possibly even some kind of a brand in the area you've been working. So rather than quitting and looking at the next thing to do, evolve instead. Have a look at what you've really been building. Where are the elements that worked? And moreover, which elements of the business did you really enjoy that played to your strengths? So a good example is one of my businesses really played to my strengths of coaching and working with people and finding solutions. But many years ago, it wasn't really generating much in the way of achieving the expectations I wanted it to. And there was a moment where I thought, well, why don't I just stop that? Because this new thing I'm thinking just plays to my strengths a lot more. Instead, there was much more sense in streamlining the original business, having it still work in the background. I'm not going to use the word passive income, but the idea was that it was crucial to make the most of what I had. Rather than take it on as the whole business, it became a facet of what I did, okay? I kind of shored it up, made it effective, and focused then on something else in addition, as opposed to instead of what I was doing. So the point here is evolve rather than quit. If your business isn't quite working for you, or your idea or what it is you're building isn't working, then change it, don't stop it altogether, okay? See what elements you can draw out and move it in a slightly different direction. Because even the best business ideas, they evolve. You know, even if it's slightly, they still evolve. Look at Facebook. Is it the same as the first iteration? No, it changes and evolves over time because it needs to move with the market, but also they find better ways of doing things. And it may be that your business evolves quite a lot, but you should typically have that original nucleus, because there would have been something in there, be it a skill you leveraged or a customer base you were aware of, or some strength you had that was the nucleus for it, and you built around that. So if the rest of that business wasn't quite right, we'll go back to the core, hold on to that, and evolve that in a slightly different direction as well. It's much more effective, and you've created all these strengths, thousands of hours you put in, and you need to make use of that. Hope that helps. Speak to you soon.